Hi team, good morning and good afternoon and good evening from the different geographical locations you are joining. My name is Murli. I am the speaker for the today's session about account receivables in Certinia. Okay, I have total 14 years of experience in Salesforce and 13 years on Certinia accounting and PSA software. Okay, currently I am working as a AVP at AblyPro. And I have a poll question to all of you. Okay. So I'm launching that poll question. It is a very simple to answer that. Okay. So kindly help us to understand what stage of the Certinia accounting implementation are you in? Okay. Thanks for one answer. That's great. Okay. I think many customers already implemented and supporting users on daily issues. Okay. That's fantastic. Okay, so I think we have a good number of participation here, and yeah, it's a great result. Okay, yeah, most of the customers already adopted and using this Certinia accounting to help to their day-to-day business processes in the finance and accounting. Okay, and some organizations are in the middle of implementation process. Yes, definitely, this session helps to them to understand the account receivable process in Certinia and how they can do the best implementation. Okay, and certain customers are interested to buy this product. Yes, definitely we can help to them to understand how this account receivable software works and which is built on the force.com platform. Okay, it is easily integrated with Salesforce and other okay products. Okay, I'm ending the poll with this and moving to my session. Okay. Okay, this is our today's agenda. Okay, what is the need of an account receivable software? Okay, and the process overview of the account receivables. Okay, how to create and amend the invoices, and what is recurring invoices and when we create the recurring invoices. Okay, and what is the background posting scheduler, we'll talk. Okay, and we'll give how the sales credit notes helps and edit and issue the sales credit notes, and we talk about the as of phasing here and collection plus. So this is the core concepts where the account receivable in Sardinia we are going to talk. Okay. Okay. So what is the need of an account receivable software in terms of Sardinia? So Sardinia account receivable streamlines invoicing, billing, and collections processes and resulting in a faster payments and improved cash flow. And also it provides customizable invoice templates and automated invoicing schedules, okay, and payment reminders and secure payment processing. So that's where this Certinia account receivable software helping for various customers across the globe. Okay, and moving to the next. Okay, what is an account receivable definition? Okay, and how it helps us. See, account receivables refers to the money owed to a business by the customer or the clients for the goods or the services, okay, that have been provided on credit. Okay, when a company sells its products or services on a credit, okay, it creates an account receivables. Okay, so take typical example in any organization. Okay, so who are selling their products or the services to their customers. Okay, once the sales team sold that product or service, after delivering that, okay, on credit basis, okay, the account receivable team helps to create this invoice and sends to that customer. Okay. And both these account receivables and account payables appears on the company's balance sheet. Okay. And account receivable process. Okay. So coming to the account receivable processes. Okay. We use the sales invoice to start the billing process. Okay. And it will list out the prices of each service or product, okay, used by the customer. Okay. So before creating the sales invoice, okay, we set up the customer accounts and we validate that customer accounts. Okay. So which doesn't cause any issues while creating the sales invoice. In case if you have not validated that customer account, okay, and you went and going and creating a sales invoice, so it may be some errors we may get, like the common error we get on the account receivable control field on the account has not been populated. Okay, so there is some important fields on the customer account which has need to be populated, okay, before using that account, okay, for the sales invoices purpose. Okay, so that is the reason. So the Certinia FFA given that validate customer account. So it is a one-time process to validate that account, okay, and use that account, okay, for that customers, okay, for the invoicing purpose. Okay, and okay, so the definition of the sales invoice is a document generated by the seller, okay, when he or she sells the products and deliver the services to the customers. So that is the definition of the sales invoices. Okay, so we can create the sales invoices in various ways, okay, in Certinia FFA. Okay, so the one option is, okay, on the account, the customer account, okay, going to the related list and can use create sales invoice option. Okay, so and that helps, okay, to create the sales invoice by filling the required information on that particular account to create the sales invoice. Okay, and another option is uh, going to the opportunity. Okay, so the products which we added under that opportunity as per the customer need and sold it to the customer. Okay, and we can create the sales invoice from that opportunity. Okay, but to get this button, so we need to work with our organization Certinia administrator to enable that button, okay, and give access to create that, okay, invoice on that opportunity. Okay, so then the account receivable team can create an invoice by using the opportunity. And the advantage here, under the opportunity we have the account information and the products or the services which we sold to the customer is available. So it will auto populate all that information. Okay, and we can create the sales invoice with a smooth process. Okay, and the other option is by going to the app launcher and using the sales invoice tab, okay, from that app launcher. Okay, and click that new button and fill all the required information, because when we went to that app launcher and by using the sales invoice tab, so it is a new sales invoice creation page pop-ups, and it will ask all the required information like the products or the services and the account and opportunity, all those information we need to fill it. Okay, and we can create a sales invoice. Okay, and the another process is if the organization is using the billing documents, okay, to sales invoice integration is enabled in that org. Okay, a sales invoice can be created from the billing documents also. Typically, this is the customers who are using Certinia PSA and Certinia accounting module. So when they integrate the PSA with FFA, so they send this billing documents information to the FFA to create the invoices. Okay, and once we create any invoice and post it, we can process it in a different ways. Okay, by using print button or email buttons, and there are different buttons are available. Okay, like example is calculate tax. Suppose the organization is using Avalara. Okay, so this calculate tax button helps to them, okay, to use Avalara, okay, for the tax calculations. And background posting. Okay, so this button helps to post the invoices with the ready to post status. Okay. And the post button helps are used to post invoices when the invoice is in the in progress state. Okay. And if we want to print that the sales invoice into a PDF format, yes, we can use the Kanga templates here and can use this button to generate that invoice in a PDF format by using this print button. Okay. Then I'm moving to the next. Okay. So when this invoice is posted with the status, and it will change to the complete. Okay. And we can't amend all the details once the invoice is posted, and we can't amend that invoice. Okay. There are only certain fields we can amend on the posted invoice or the completed invoice. The example of that fields is, okay, due date, invoice description, customer reference, and when you go to that sales invoice line items, there is a line description and dimension fields are there. So in case if the dimensions we need to modify, there is a custom setting. Okay, we need to turn it on, then only we can modify the dimensions on that sales invoice in the line item part. Okay, so that's where we can amend these invoices, the posted invoices. Okay, and coming to the recurring invoices. Okay, see, before going to the recurring invoices, I'll talk about when we use this recurring invoices option. Okay, see, the organizations who are doing the subscription services. Okay, so for that subscription services, we should be set up a recurring invoice charge. Okay, so it means, what is that recurring invoices? Multiple invoices are going to create under one account. Okay, with the different dates, with the different invoice numbers. Okay, take a typical example of any IT service based company who are doing the managed services to their clients. Okay, the managed service project duration might be 3 years or 4 years, but they won't wait until the 3 years or 4 years completion to send the invoice to the customer. Okay, so they will send that recurring invoice on month basis. What all that the month activities they completed, the number of efforts they spent. Okay, so towards to that service, okay, they use the recurring invoice and send that to the customers to pay on month basis. Okay, that is recurring invoices, and it helps to the organizations, okay, to get paid, okay, on month basis and all. Okay, and coming to the background posting scheduler. Okay, background posting scheduler helps to process and post documents which are in the ready to post status. Okay, if the invoice is in the ready to post status, to process and post that documents, okay, this background post scheduler helps. Okay, in some circumstances, sales invoice and sales credit notes, payable invoices and payable credit notes, and certain journal types are batched up for posting by a scheduler. Okay, what it means? Okay, so this background posting scheduler helps us to do the bulk processing. Okay, and we have very important custom settings. Okay, in Certinia accounting to set up this. Like we have the custom setting name called accounting settings. Okay, in FF. Okay, there we have the options like background posting retry, background posting worker attempts. Okay, all these options helps to schedule this background posting, set up properly, and use this. Okay, so that's where this helps a lot. Okay, when the organizations are trying to post that retry option, in case uh, there is an option in the background posting scheduler, background posting retry. Okay, so there we will pass that number in that custom setting. Okay, like 3 or 4 or 5. What it means, the background posting retry means, so when this scheduler runs, okay, so before it trying to run one more time, okay, so it takes the default number what we defined on that background posting retry option. Okay, and it will do the process. Similarly, we have the background worker attempts. Okay, if the document fails, okay, to post for the number of attempts specified in that background worker attempts, okay, and it's batch to the in progress that invoice. Okay, so that they can fix that invoice and can, okay, this background post scheduler can take that record in the next attempt. Okay, and it can post successfully. Okay, and there is another option for Avalara, because most of the organizations are integrated with Avalara for the tax calculations. So yes, when they use that, so that background worker attempts Avalara, that option helps to calculate Avalara fails to post that number of attempts specified in that Avalara background attempts. Okay, so it could be a 3 or 5 or 6, whatever the organization want, they can define it, and then it will move back that status of that invoice to the in progress, even it failed after that multiple attempts. Okay, and also generate this background posting scheduler email notifications also. Okay, there is an option to schedule that email notifications as well as. Okay, so that's it. This background posting scheduler helps a lot in Certinia accounting. Okay, to process all these jobs. Okay, and also if you see on my screen that the scheduler, how to schedule it. Okay, and yeah, even we can run manually also. There is an option on this run now. That option helps to run manually at this moment. Okay, and I'm moving to the next part. Okay, sales credit notes. Okay, so the sales credit notes, the future helps us to amend the invoices which are posted and already delivered to the customers. Okay, if there is any corrections need to be done in that. Okay, so we create the sales credit notes on that invoice. Okay, so a sales credit note is a document which is used to fix the errors made on a sales invoice which has been processed and sent to the customer. Okay, so and we can edit this and we can issue that sales credit notes. So we can use this edit button. Okay, to update all the fields on the invoices, on the sales invoice or credit notes, uh, or the cash entries with the status only in progress. If that either it is invoice or sales credit notes, the status is in progress, then only we can edit it and update all the information. So if it is in different state, we can't edit all that. Okay, okay, and also we can only discard the document which are in progress status. Okay, we can't discard other documents. Okay, so Certinia account doesn't allow sales credit note. Okay, status it is ready to post and match to be discarded. Okay, and I'm moving to the as of aging. Okay, as of aging is a another important concept in the accounting module. Okay, so this as of aging reports is a detailed report on the status of customer and vendor accounts at a specific point of time. Okay, and as of aging reports uh, will show how much the customer or vendor owes to the business. Okay, and it must run for each company separately. Suppose some organizations are using multi-company mode, okay, multiple companies, so they can't run as a phasing report on multiple companies. Okay, so we need to select the particular company to run the as a phasing report, and we can do that. Okay, so and as of raising, that process also remains in 3 phases. Okay, so we have a custom setting related to the as of phasings. Okay, that helps to run that process into the 3 phases. Okay, one is the batch size phase 1, batch size phase 2, batch size phase 3. So in the batch size phase 1, okay, it defines the number of batches in which records are processed during that phase 1 of that as a phasing process. So and we have a default value. Okay, 200. We can do that. We can change that also, the default value. Okay, so it's the similar fashion for the batch do for phase 2 and for the batch size for the phase 3. So all this, that is an important on the as a phasing. Okay, and also uh, that as a phasing custom setting we can set up when we are implementing the Certinia accounting module. Okay, to run this as of aging reports based on that batches. Okay, then I'm moving to the Okay, so you could see this as a phasing process that it progress information on the screen. Okay, and I'm moving to the collection plus. Okay, so what is a collection plus? See, collection plus enables us to manage the collection process. Okay, and we can manage here. We can send the reminders. Okay, to the customers and send the customer statements also. Okay, and it is very important here, which helps us okay, to do these activities in the collection plus. Okay, so we can set up this collection plus to send all the reminders, okay, for the sales invoice or the billing documents. Okay, so how these reminders can set up? Okay, see, we can send these email reminders to our customers for those invoices that are due for payments. Okay, so on account, actually we have the credit terms. Okay, so there we set up this the credit terms and all. Okay, so there we set up the due date of that invoice. Okay, and how much discount will give. Okay, and so like that we can do that in the on the account, the credit terms. Okay, so based on that, these reminders can set up. Okay, and we can set up all these rules. Okay, based on that due date. Okay, that selects on the invoice reminders. Okay, and we can select these templates, okay, which we want to send for the reminder rules. Okay, and also we can schedule these reminder rules, okay, to send automatically. Okay, so most of the times these reminders will send to the finance contact details, where we given on the account record we have a field called finance contact, okay, whose details we filled there, so they will get all these reminders. Okay, but if you want to send these reminders to the other contacts, yes, we can do that. Okay, so you can add, okay, that collections communications contact and collection communication preferences fields in the contact record, and we can do that. Okay, so example, to send that reminders to other contacts. Okay, there is certain fields. Okay, like the collection communication contact checkbox should be selected. Okay, the collection communication preference is set to email, and also there is a valid email address on that contact record. Okay, then only they will get these reminders. Okay, and coming to the reminder rules. Okay, so we can use the reminder rules, okay, to automatically select this sales invoice that which we want to send the reminder emails. Okay, like as we mentioned that the invoice based on the due date. Okay, before the invoice due date they want to send the reminder, yes, we can set up. Okay, on the invoice due date they need a reminder email, yes, we can set up. After the invoice due date we need to send a reminder, yes, we can do that. Okay, but to send that reminders for 30, 60, 90 days after the invoice is due, so we must, okay, create a separate rules for each period. Okay, and if you have any invoices that meet more than one rule, okay, reminders will only be sent for the rule that is either before the due date or the closest to the due date. Okay, so this all will set up in the reminder setup rules. Okay, and this all we can log, we can see in the reminder logs. Okay, the reminder logs helps us the generated information which the sends and emails for these collections. Okay, so we can view these reminder logs to view all the details of that reminders, okay, that were sent, and any success or error messages are generated, okay, to fix that. Okay, so and is this log, okay, the reminder logs contains the details like account and contact, the reminder was sent to whom. Okay, and the sales invoice or the billing document associated with that reminder. Okay, and details of that email reminder message, and that attachment that were included in that email reminder, and any message generated by that reminder process, all will be there in that log. Okay, and also we can limit that number of detailed logs created by disabling the detailed reminder log, okay, for all contacts in the collection plus custom settings. So there are a lot of custom settings actually which are given through the accelerated build in the Certinia. we can change it according to our business needs, according to our customers business needs. Okay, and we can use the way the business required that. Okay, then coming to the customer statements. Okay, so these customer statements that contains the list of unpaid or partially paid documents for that customer account during the month prior to the statement date. Okay, and we can set up a rule to select that accounts to send the statements to the customers on a specific day of that month. Okay, and also the customer statements sent to that finance contact and that account record. Okay, and we cannot send these customer statements to other contacts, like as I mentioned in the above. So we can send that the reminder statements to the other contacts, but the customer statements we can't send to the other contacts. Okay, and the customer statement rules. Okay, so these are very important rules. Okay, the customer statement rules. So we can use these customer statement rules to select, okay, all the accounts that had unpaid or partially paid invoices outstanding for the previous month. Okay, when we create this customer statement rules, okay, we can specify certain following things. Okay, like the day of the month that customer statements are generated on. Okay, and we can use that email templates for the customer statements also, and the company that customer statements are sent from, and the email address that statements are sent from. Okay, from which email address we need to send that customer statements. So all these rules we can define and can update this information. Okay, and if you have a multiple companies for your client, okay, or for your org, okay, you must create a separate customer statement rule for each company that we want to send that customer statement. Okay, and when we are doing this, okay, so the day of the month that we want to select, okay, to send that customer statements, okay, always we have 1 to 31 and another option is last. Okay, but the important here, suppose if you select 29 or higher, the customer statements will not be sent in the months with fewer than the number of days. For example, if you select 29, okay, that customer statements will not be sent in February except in a leap year. Okay, if you select 31st, the customer statements will not be sent for the months February, April, June, September, and November months, because the 31st date is not there for that month. So that is the reason always use the option called last. That option helps that customer statements will always be sent to on the last day of the month. Suppose on the last day of the month we want to send that customer statements, so we can use that. The last option is a perfect. Okay, and as a best practice we can use that and can, okay, create that customer statement rules. Okay, so with this I'm ending my session and I'm going to take any questions if you have. Okay, and for any services or if you are looking any support on the Certinia accounting or PSA, please feel free to reach out to the AblyPro team. Okay, in terms of the implementations or in terms of managed services, we are happy to support to all our customers. Okay, no issues. If you don't have any questions, this recording you will receive on your mail. In case if you have missed these sessions, or you can revisit this the account receivable Certinia process. Thank you all for joining this session.